Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between DestroyU and Rohjinwook here on Secret Valley. We have DestroyU spawning as the blue Undead player, quickly getting that Altar of Darkness and that Ziggurat, getting the game underway. Meanwhile, we have Rohjinwook not speed building that Altar of Kings, just a standard one peasant on it, and now getting that farm and that barracks to round off that wall in. Tried playing Warcraft 3 after a very long hiatus. Because whenever I tried to play Warcraft 3 on Windows 7, it would actually try to like stretch the window and the imagery just looked all wrong, so I had to take a break from it until it was finally fixed. Finally played a game today, and boy was I bad. So I guess I'll stick to shoutcasting for right now, and then hopefully I can get a little bit better in StarCraft 2, and perhaps still do some Warcraft 3 replays. Right now we have Rohjinwook getting that secondary farm and also getting that Altar of Kings, and we're still waiting to see what the heroes are going to be. Most likely going to be a Death Knight, because Undead is boring like that and they don't go any other hero besides that Death Knight. There was once a Dreadlord, but that was a long time ago. Right now still we have that Death Knight coming into play, and we have an Archmage coming in from Rohjinwook. So it's going to be the standard Death Knight versus the Archmage coming in on Secret Valley right now. We have Acolytes and Peasants now moving out, the Militia walking a little bit faster than the Acolyte, so we'll be able to scout out a little bit further as opposed to his opponent right now. Meanwhile, down over here we have DestroyU with Necropolises and Ziggurats and that Tome of Relics coming into play, and Ghouls as well. So DestroyU pretty much doing an standard opening build, nothing too out of the ordinary. I'm expecting out of the ordinary from Rohjinwook, as Rohjinwook has been coming up with some pretty interesting strategies throughout the game right now. There's a Footman now trying to chase down an Acolyte. Acolyte most likely will be able to get away, and we have a Militia, or no, sorry, a Peasant just standing there. Perhaps the Peasant wants to get killed, or he's just doing a little bit of scouting to be able to figure out what the Death Knight is going to be doing, and the Death Knight is in fact going to be harassing, as that Death Knight is not bringing any additional ghouls. That lets Rohjinwook know that he has to hurry up and try to finish out this particular creep camp. We have a Null Overseer getting focused down and those Null Assassins, but by the time that Death Knight gets over there, it should probably already be over right now. Circuit of Nobility being left behind, Acolyte, and a Manual Health. So Archmage now sitting at level 2, or almost level 2. Death Knight now trying to come in. Death Knight realizing that he's not going to be able to get any kill steals off, decides to brush back away and now try to get around that army of that Archmage and that Death Knight. Death Knight now trying to come back in, perhaps going to try to get some skeletons off of that particular creep camp. There they are, skeletons are going to be coming in, and that Death Knight now trying to deal some more harassment right now. Archmage with that, with those footmen now trying to move to the south and perhaps do some harassment, and making the cooldown on those skeletal minions pretty much useless at this point. Very nice, interesting move by Archmage, as the Archmage of Rohjinwook, as the Archmage now trying to perhaps head in and take out the creeps of DestroyU. No, not going after the creeps, actually now trying to go after the main base right now, and now coming in with some footmen. Quickly drops in a water elemental, as that water elemental wants to deal some damage towards those acolytes. If he can get 1 or 2 acolyte kills off during this time, that would be very critical at this point. One footman most likely gonna go down though, unless Rohjinwook can really micro it away. Will not be able to micro it. Oh, able to micro it away at 18 hit points. Wow, very nicely done. Still some footmen and still some more harassment coming in. DestroyU trying to run away that one low hit point acolyte. A now cold Nerubian tower is up. That one acolyte down to 47 hit points. May get a death coil off. Yeah, death coil, there it is, as just constantly harassed, and Rohjinwook has not lost a single footman yet. I may have spoken too soon. One acolyte is down. And wow, after all that harassment, Rohjinwook only gonna lose a single footman, and he even denied the experience. So the Death Knight perhaps getting a water elemental. Actually, that does look in fact like the footman experience. So maybe losing one additional footman over there. We have the footman now trying to head off a little bit too far from that fountain of health to really gain any hit points. Keep currently being upgraded, and an arcane vault being built, and a lumber mill being built by Rohjinwook. Meanwhile, we have that one water elemental getting taken down by those ghouls. So So what the Death Knight did receive some of that experience. Death Knight now trying to chase in against that Archmage. Archmage now trying to run to the back. There is two low hit point footmen trying to be doing some healing right now, and that Death Knight is going to really be able to shoo them away. Ghouls coming around from the other side, so DestroyU thinking ahead as those footmen are going to run headlong into that swarm of ghouls. Death Knight now trying to come back around. Death Knight needs to get one more hit and a death coil off. Ooh, very nice padding on the higher health hit point footman, as that footman was able to start blocking it right there. And now 153 hit points on that ghoul or footman. Footman down to 113 hit points, trying to run away. And may be able to get away. Death Knight getting one more hit off, and then there's that death coil for exactly 100 damage, able to finally take him down. Meanwhile, Rohjinwook taking this time as that Death Knight was chasing that footman in order to set up an expansion right now. So 4 militia being called to arms. Ogre Magi going to come down, and right now we have the keep currently being upgraded, so no Mountain King yet. Talisman of Evasion being left behind, so Talisman Evasion additional 15% heal right now, along with the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, so that Archmage has some additional hit points. Death Knight picks up a Tome of Intelligence, going to finish off these 2 level 1 creeps, and will be able to get to level 2 by 8 experience right there. Right now, Death Knight still sitting at, or 11 experience. Death Knight now sitting at level 2 gets Unholy Aura. Archmage, on the other hand, wants to try to go after this Red Drake camp and try to heal up at the fountain right here. So down those go, and now level 3 on that Archmage. So the Archmage may be able to pull back those units. No, just wanted to get to level 3, and that was it. Not really wanting to deal that much damage, as the Acolytes are now trying to chase down some of those poor peasants that are no longer wearing those suits of armor. And now Archmage now trying to come into the main base, has a couple of those water elementals, and so those water elemental harassing at level 2 water elementals will be much more effective. Right now we have skeletal minions trying to come in, trying to see some harassment. We have a blacksmith being built off to the side. So Rohjinwook now coming in. We have a Lich now currently being trained, and a slaughterhouse quickly going to be destroyed as by from DestroyU. Rohjinwook now trying to pull back right now. Death Knight continuing to fight. More water elementals coming in, and those water elementals trying to focus on that Lich. That Lich is surrounded, but that Death Knight will be able to get a death coil off, and that footman will be going down. So Lich once again re-healed as he just goes after those Acolytes once more. Those Acolytes who are just stationary are so much easier to kill compared to any of the other workers right now. Footman still trying to chase down those Acolytes. Black Citadel currently being upgraded, so Acolytes trying to move around, and now that was one single Water Elemental continuing to try to fight back. Water Elemental may go down to the timer, so I don't think any experience. Yeah, I think that was based on experience. Once again, another low hit point Water Elemental most likely going to be taken down. Yeah, there it goes, and now another Water Elemental trying to run away, and we have a Mountain King being trained. So that Mountain King being trained and has Stormbolt as its first ability. A nice bolt on a low hit point ghoul. Down goes that ghoul, and here we have the action underway once again. Mountain King sitting at 20 experience, not quite to level 2. Lich halfway to level 2 already. So both players looking pretty right now, and we have scout towers. Oh wow, those scout towers are just there and they're not being built anymore. So that's probably just a waste right there, but he will be able to cancel those and kind of unsummon them and get that money back. Right now we have that Archmage trying to come back and trying to take down these Null Wardens. The Null Wardens want to get a purge off on that Mountain King. There it goes, and now another purge off on the other Null Warden. So taking a lot of that damage away, a lot of the health away from that water elemental, unfortunately, as the Null Warden is now trying to purge some of those additional footmen. Archmage probably should rejoin this fight. Meanwhile, Death Knight sitting at level 2 and Lich sitting at level 1 trying to take out the Ogre Magi camps and the Ogre Warriors trying to engage right here. And now, another bolt another bolt trying to take down another Null Brute. Down goes another footman. So footman taking a lot of damage right there. So now it's finally being focused down on that Mountain King. Red Drake is up in the air. Red Drake is still full on hit points. Archmage may want to consider coming back in to try to help take down that Red Drake that offers another item. Mountain King should not... Oh, gets to level 2 off of that particular kill, and now trying to run back away once more. Archmage sitting at level 3. Mountain King sitting at level 2 against, I believe, a level 2 Lich and maybe a level 3, no, still a level 2 Death Knight. Orb of Corruption on that Death Knight, perhaps going to be transferred to that Lich. No, not transferred to the Lich, as that Death Knight is still holding on to that Orb of Corruption as they continue to fight. Right now we have that Archmage of Rohjinwook trying to come in, trying to deal damage and take out that Ogre Magi. A Vitality quickly being brought into play right now, and I am going to stop at this replay. Stay tuned for part 2 of this 3-part replay between Rohjinwook and DestroyU here on Secret Valley.